Imagine a dynasty that didn't just live in history, but actively rewrote it. A civilization that built sprawling cities, planned every street, and created structures so precise that even modern engineers are baffled. This dynasty thrived in a remote region, yet despite its influence, there are almost no records of its rise or fall, as if it existed in secrecy, only leaving behind fragments of its story. Archaeologists discovered the remnants of one of its largest cities buried beneath layers of sand and soil. Wide stone roads stretched in perfect alignment, connecting enormous storage buildings and intricately constructed houses. The structures were durable, designed to withstand the elements and the passage of centuries. Irrigation canals crisscrossed the city, showing a sophisticated understanding of water management, agriculture, and urban planning. Every detail suggested thousands of people lived here, yet what they found was not the bustle of life, but a city completely empty. It was not abandoned in a hurry. There were no bodies, no weapons, no broken pottery, no signs of a battle or disease. Everyday items were left as if frozen in time. Tools neatly placed, cooking pots in their usual positions, benches unshifted. The calm perfection of the city hinted at a departure that was deliberate, planned, and carefully orchestrated. The people didn't flee in panic. They simply walked away, leaving their lives behind. In the center of the city, in a grand hall that had survived the centuries almost perfectly, researchers found a large stone circle covered in carvings. At first, the markings seemed abstract, a decorative pattern, but after years of study, experts realized it was a star map. Not just any map, but one depicting a rare celestial alignment, an event that only occurs once every 4 centuries. When cross-referenced with historical records, the date carved into the stone coincided with the estimated period when the dynasty vanished. The alignment wasn't just a coincidence. Every major structure in the city, including the underground tunnels, pointed toward one exact spot in the night sky at the moment of the alignment. It was clear the people expected something to happen, something extraordinary. But what that event was, no one could determine. Beneath the city, archaeologists discovered a vast network of tunnels. These were not hastily dug escape routes. They were meticulously engineered, smooth, and wide, built to transport large groups of people or possibly even large objects. The tunnels stretched far beyond the city limits, so extensive that modern teams could not map the entirety. Deep inside, they found a massive hall with thousands of stone benches, arranged as if for an assembly or ritual. In the center was a raised stone platform, perfectly circular and scorched as if something intensely hot had touched it. The rest of the hall was untouched, making the burn mark even more mysterious. The disappearance now seemed less like a mystery and more like a deliberate exodus. The dynasty left without packing belongings, without panic, without a trace of fear. But the question remained: why? And what instructions were they following? Years later, another team revisited the site and made an unsettling discovery. In the dust of the tunnels, there were footprints unlike any known human or animal. They were long, thin, and ended in shapes that defied classification. The tracks led toward the scorched platform, not away from it, suggesting that something had arrived at the city, something that may have been the reason the dynasty left. The star map, the burned platform, the footprints, and the tunnels pointed to a civilization that was not only advanced but also deeply connected to the cosmos. It was as if the dynasty had prepared for a meeting, or perhaps an event, that the rest of humanity could barely comprehend. Local legends, long dismissed, spoke of beings that descended from the sky during rare alignments, guiding chosen civilizations. The artifacts, the city, and the precision of the architecture all seemed to align with these legends. Satellite scans of the surrounding area revealed more buried cities. Faint outlines of entire settlements aligned with the same celestial design. Could this dynasty have been part of a larger network? If so, where were the others? And why was this city so perfectly preserved, while the others remained hidden under the sands? Some researchers suggested that the dynasty had achieved knowledge far beyond its time, understanding celestial mechanics, energy, and perhaps even dimensions in ways modern science is only beginning to explore. The scorch mark on the central platform may have been a remnant of energy or light that is impossible to recreate today. The footprints might not have been human, yet the dynasty's planning suggests they anticipated interaction with whatever left them. Stories from nearby communities tell of strange lights appearing over the ruins on certain nights, moving in patterns that mirror the ancient star maps. Attempts to approach these lights have always failed. Instruments sometimes record strange electromagnetic readings, while others experience disorientation or auditory illusions when near the platform. Some believe that the dynasty didn't just vanish. They were guided, called, or even transported, leaving behind a city frozen in time as a message for anyone who could discover it. Centuries later, today, the city remains a monument to mystery. Its tunnels, stone streets, underground halls, and celestial carvings stand as evidence of a civilization that vanished without explanation, leaving only questions. Who were they waiting for? What were they expecting? And where did they go? The dynasty that rewrote its own history, that vanished without a battlefield, continues to fascinate, terrify, and intrigue all who study it. The final chamber in the tunnels, sealed with massive stones, remains unexplored. Some believe it holds the answer, while others fear that opening it could reveal something humanity is not ready to understand. For now, all that remains are ruins, star maps, strange footprints, and the knowledge that an entire empire simply walked out of its own story, never to return.